Well, I just got back from Washington, D.C. on a wonderful trip to visit the Japanese embassy there. I learned that I did not fill out my visa application form correctly, and so I am a sad panda, because that means I went all the way to Washington, D.C. for, like, no reason. So, to help prevent this from happening to other people, I decided to make a video about it. First and foremost, you need to have a valid passport. You need to have filled out the visa application form available on the Japanese embassy's website. This is not included if you are a study abroad student, if you've applied to study at a Japanese university, and they send a packet over. It's not included in there. You need a 2" by 2" photograph of yourself. That's the standard American passport-sized photo. And you need your Certificate of Eligibility, and one photocopy of that. So you need, like, 5 things. Five pieces? Yeah. You need a Certificate of Eligibility photocopy, the Certificate of Eligibility itself, the form for the application, your passport, and your picture. I think that's it. Alright, so the form itself is very vague. Vague is it uses terms that I think are the original Japanese translation, which is usually literal. So you look at the form, a lot of the stuff is general, and then you look at ID number issued to you by your government. That's referring to your social security number, not like your license or anything like that. Passport type, you're ordinary unless you have a red passport, then you're fancy. The name and addresses of hotels or persons with whom the applicant intends to stay. If you're staying at a dormitory, that's what you put down. If you're staying at an apartment or a guest house, you need to put that down. If you do not know yet, you cannot get a visa until you know. I told her I didn't know yet, and she said it doesn't matter, you need to have it. So, if you have been to Japan before, you need to put the dates and duration of your previous stays. Mine was 20 days, so I just put the date I arrived and the date I departed. If they can't figure out the math, yeah. And if you don't know that offhand and you aren't sure, and you still have your passport that you originally had when you went to Japan, you will find that there's a sticker that says when you arrived, that's your landing permission, and there's a little stamp here that says when you departed. So those are your dates, in case you didn't know. For current profession or occupation, you're going to put student if you're a student. Put your current university, your American university, as the name and address of your employer. They're not looking for part-time job information, they're looking for why you're coming to Japan. So, for guarantor or reference in Japan, you're going to put the university that you're applying to. So, for instance, I'm applying to Waseda University. So I put the Waseda University Center for International Education, their telephone number, their address, etc., etc. It'll ask you questions like, have you ever been convicted of a crime? If you have, I highly suggest yes. Answer yes to those questions. Because I'm pretty sure they do a background check, because there's no same-day service. They make you wait at least 4 days, if not more. Because I think they check out everything. They're really paranoid about people coming into Japan illegally. And for the date of the application, I'm not sure if that's referring to the date you apply, so like I'd write down today, or the date you sign. Typically it's in America, it's the date you sign, but this whole application seems a little weird, so the Certificate of Eligibility, you're going to need a photocopy. I am not clear if you have to photocopy the back. There's not really anything on it, but knowing my luck, I'd have to have it front and back copied. Again, make sure you have your passport, and I'm gonna warn you, if you have to go to Washington, D.C., the lady at the Japanese embassy there for visas, she's not very she's not very kind in how she talks to you. She's very cold. There was Japanese citizens there. I think they had issue with something, and the ladies there were very polite to them. The tone of voice totally changed. It was kind of frustrating that I was dealt with in such a cold, brisk manner, and then native Japanese people were welcomed quite warmly. But I'm not gonna let it stickle me. So yeah, that's pretty much a rundown of the visa application. I'll upload another video if I become Day 2 Sad Panda. I hope I do not. I very much hope that I do not. There's a bird that keeps flying into my windows. Anyway.